20 HP. This is looking like a pretty dicey round. A couple of bullets from Cowana, and this round could be over. Aces pushing his way down the red stairs as we hit that 30-second mark. Grizzly still lurking around below. So whilst this 1v1 is starting to shape up, elsewhere, Prano is trying to think about the site, but they haven't droned out the man inside the pillars. Aces from on high does find the kill onto Gorgona, but Grizzly could still be looking to make an impact. Here he is coming upstairs. He could get a big 2k here if he sees the door, sees the one, gets the down onto Prano. That's the diffuser, cold dead on the ground. Benja finding another. This should be the round done and dusted for Cowana. Anarchic another, and Grizzly with the final shutdown. Cowana playing it patiently, but in the end able to chew. Rogue didn't come. Rogue seemingly not fully aware that he was hanging down in the space that we call Harry Potter. As indeed he used to live under the stairs. That's exactly where Grizzly has set up a tent here and refuses to move. Holding off on the far side of red. Rogue are going to have to be a little bit skinnier on this push. Try and push in as they might. Grizzly is going to find him, and they've still got Prano on site. It's all stations panic a little bit here for the side of Rogue, as Prano is the last one left alive. They've still got a yokai. They're evading the fights once again, and Prano needs to find a plant, wants to go for the kills, but Anarchic gets the easy shutdown. Round two also going the way of Cowana.
Benja could be a real problem here.
Leon's still got 2 smokes on side as well, so they've got room to play around this. They've got 3 frags on side, so if they want to force and create space, they can do it quite comfortably. Nades inside of Freezer when there is no one playing inside of there, it looks like, means the drones haven't really got in the right place. Drop they will, but Grizzly out and towards Cocktail finds one. There's a trade coming back onto Benja before Sloth equalizes it back out again. Grizzly going absolutely nuclear, finally gets shut down from his rampage. Rips comes in, a 1 versus 1 steps in, and Sloth finds the 2k. Cowana have 3 rounds on the bounce, and Rogue, they got to start finding these answers, Ace, right here and right now.
More Route 1 onto those defenders on the top floor, but right now, Cowana not looking too stretched.
No, I think Rogue are still figuring out the best way to push in here, and their sort of adaptation at this point has been, we'll forget about everything else, we'll push our way up. Why? Oh, that's a sitter for an Anarchic. Can't be afforded to miss those ones on Leon, who picks up the entry in the round. Sure, a late entry, but an entry nonetheless. Now you've got Benja taking a sort of a contest coming through as Leon also pushes his way up White once again. You're wondering where that call would have been, because they knew they'd lost what was going on at the top of White, but it's come back to bite them. Prano finds another, and this one should be the first Rogue round, and I'll dare say it, a lot of it spun on Leon getting those 2 kills coming at White that has given so much map control to the side of Rogue. Prano likely to stick this plant out, and there'll be 4 left alive by the looks of it at the end of this round for the side of Rogue. Sloth with it all to do.
Leon knowing exactly where he was, tracking him down and getting that one finished. Lose them. So Anarchic needs to keep himself tight against that wall and just force Rogue players to expose themselves to him when coming around those white stairs. Now Gorgona with a big start there, getting the kill onto Prano, and that's the hard breach gone as well. Aces takes a lot of damage. Anarchic does manage to find Leon, but it's a direct trade, and Aces meanwhile headshot onto Sloth. 3 versus 2 as this is just turning into
a similar story coming out of Gorgona. So no great fear for Cowana here. They can again play as they did in the first couple of rounds. A bit more of a patient game and then come back to Sting. Equally, Benja punished for that swing.
Gives his life away a little bit there. It felt he moved into that challenge a little bit too quickly, I think.
Oh,
and there
Grizzly.
we go. Cryan somehow finding the vertical kill onto the clash of Grizzly. And all of a sudden, this has swung Des. It's now 1 versus 2. And Gorgona's got his back against the wall here. He is at a man deficit, trying to find one. Cannot, as Cryan hits him on the rotate. And suddenly, Rogue have got a little bit of momentum, 2 rounds in a row, and they're starting to bring this back. This could be a split half coming out of almost nowhere.
Towards Bakery and say, hey, maybe they'll change their point of attack. There is a man inside the front, and here it's Grizzly coming on the flank. They know about the man, they see him there, but it's Aces winning that gunfight. 2 kills have come out of the 2 fraggers on the side of Rogue. Aces and Leon with 2. A good start to the round for Rogue. Maybe we are getting that 3-3 half we thought we might.
Well, we were expecting something special out of this one, and it's certainly starting to deliver. We have Rips and Benja trading each other out. That's the second time this game that we've seen a direct trade like that with players killing each other. It was Anarchic and Leon the first time around, and this time it's Rips and Benja. Aces with the second on the round, just absolutely guns down Sloth in cold blood, and we now find ourselves with Rogue 4 versus 1. It's all up to Anarchic, shut down as Leon slays from about as far away as you can get. Look at the length of that angle as he shuts the man down, and Rogue, they take the round and level things up. Stay where they are for the time being. Aces from the top of White Stairs there, gets the kill down the lumber corridor, and a second for his trouble as well. Headshot onto Gorgona, and Aces is finding the same form that we saw out of him in the previous Playday, and Cowana have taken big losses on the top floor and gained absolutely zero control for it. Des Prano out with the nitro as well, just putting the fear into Cowana now as Rips manages to find an Arctic Sloth onto Rips as a trade, but with 20 seconds left to go, this is going to be a big ask for Cowana right now. 2 versus 3, make that 1 versus 3 as Crying finds Sloth and Rogue. They've woken up and they are ready to roar here as they look to close out Cowana in round 7 and take the lead for the first time. It's all down to Grizzly. 3 seconds left to go. He believes there's a man on the top. He's shut down from underneath. It was Crying who actually dropped down, headed back into Reading, and then picked him up through the vertical angle. He doesn't need to worry about throwing himself headlong into those dangerous situations. He will be flashed out there, but he's going to escape safely, essentially, as he does not get pushed. In comes another. He's going to find the kill. It's
again.
They just don't even know he's there. Just Grizzly running into the man there. Absolutely no idea that Crying was still on the mid-level of the stairs, and it's the freest kill he's ever going to get.
Cowana are basically stuck boxing shadows at this point. They're chasing down Crying as best they can and can never seem to find him. And as I say those words, Anarchic does find one back, but you're in a 1 versus 3 with 20 seconds on the clock. This one's not going to be winnable. Rogue have now made that 5 on the bounce. Tim Prano War just tickling him around the edges, but not doing enough to finish him off. They are really committing nades everywhere. The one into bar, well read as well by the Jaeger, backing away. Crying, that is, back in towards sight. And in comes Sloth, a little bit mistimed on the swing, but Grizzly still capitalizes. Rips hits the deck as well, so actually it's a 4 versus 2 for the side of Cowana. And these nades, they just don't stop ringing out, Ace. My God, it's like being mortared from miles away. They found themselves the 2 before Leon swings one back, and they're on a mission to save Private Rips here. It feels like, though, the man is down on the north side of Kitchen. They can get him back up. Rogue have a much higher chance of winning out this round, knowing what Rips can do and the kind of clutches that he's pulled out historically.
It really could be a big play here, and Aces, he goes big at the same time, finds one onto Grizzly. And Arctic, he does get challenged from the mid floor, so he knows that there's somebody with an angle onto him, but he's going to have to dip away for the time being.
Trying to play this so carefully. They know the man's in here as well. Goes for the swing, and Benja does find it. Oh! You saw he's heading the crosshair, but it wasn't quite enough. Aces bringing down the new kid on the block, and Arctic left against 2 of the old boys. Leon and Aces, the ones that you want alive in a situation like this, you might argue, given how well they've been doing. And Arctic finding one. If he can pull this off, it will be absolutely magical and a massive saving grace for Cowana. Trying to get the drones in here with 30 seconds on the clock. All he's got to do is spot Leon, but I doubt he knows that he's rotated over to take the hole that Anarchic opened about 30 seconds prior out towards red. In he comes. Will he try and stick off the plant here? And what is it that Leon can do? When does the play begin? He's on red, starting to move his way forward. Surely knows this one is going down. Must see the head first. C4 comes over the top. Here he goes forward, shoots it out. Got a swing on the bar. Sees Leon, but Leon wins it out on the headshot. Rogue taking yet another round. 6 on the bounce.
Game of this now. They've got themselves 2 kills. They're 5 versus 3. It's Aces and Rips that are down. They've pretty much got the top floor control. They just need to force Crying away from the white stairs. Out comes another nade. Here gets aggressive behind the blitz, just pushing in from Gogona there and just forcing panic into the ranks of Rogue, and men drop one after another. 5 versus 2, and it is all going in Cavana's favour right now. Prano's holding on to those white stairs for dear life, but Sloth, he's just holding his angle to prevent the push back up, because this is allowing Cowana to do all that vertical work. Perfect timing from Sloth. Sees the nitro come up, knows that Prano has left himself pretty much undefended and takes full advantage of that. 1 versus 5. It's all up to Leon. Can he do it? 1 kill. He needs to find 4 more. The diffuser's going down. Grizzly shuts him out with a headshot, and Cowana, they get back into it. It's forcing, but it does show what the operator can offer. It's not all about rushing and flashing and getting aggressive. Gogona just using the shield there to keep himself safe while he peeks around the corner and feeds information back in, but there come the kills. Leon and Crying with 2 big openers at the same time. Grizzly and Gogona go down. Leon finds himself a second in the round, and this is looking like it's Rogue's day as they go towards the win. They've got a 4 versus 1. It's all up to Benja. We know that he's capable of it, but this is a big ask against the Rogue that have been on point. He's down to half health. Who is going to find this kill seems to be the only question, and who else? It's Leon to find his 3rd in the round, and what a performance coming out of Rogue. They almost allowed Cowana to break their stride at the end there, but ultimately it finishes 7-4 and Des, if you'd have told me at the end of stage 2 that I would be saying that Rogue have just moved up into second place, I thought you were mad.